Okay, Clint Bowyer has joined us here in the Media Center. Clint is the 12th seed in the 2010 Chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. And Clint finishes a fine sixth-place finish tonight. Clint, you said on Friday yesterday you felt pretty good about your situation. Certainly ran well here this evening. Your thoughts about making the Chase?
Yeah, I'm very excited, for our race team for making the Chase. Very excited for RCR. After a year that we had last year to get all three cars back in the Chase after none of us being in the Chase last year feels really good. So very excited for RCR and RCR's chances. I still believe that this is our best shot since that we've ever had since I've been there to win a championship. So, from here it's 10 races and it's, all in. That's the way you got to approach these races and have fun with it. And, hopefully the cars have fallen in our favor.
Thank you, Clint. Questions for Clint Bowyer? We've got one right here, Alan.
Yeah, Clint, Al Pierce from Auto Week. The only major personnel change has been Scott Miller moving over from a pit box to an office. Was that move that significant? Has he been that big a factor for this turnaround?
Well, there's a lot of things that, I don't want to pinpoint it just to Scott Miller, but just the organization. When I went over, I was able to go around and look at some other organizations, a few years back. And the one thing that RCR really didn't have was a competition director to help support the crew chiefs. It was kind of a free-for-all as far as crew chiefs go. They basically, ran the competition side of the company. And to be able to give them support, have some more depth in our organization, that's what things like Scott Miller did, revamping the engineering program. These are all things that contributed in a big way to, our success this year.
Jim Uttershaw, Observer. Clint, for your team, given how you have performed in the last few weeks to get to this point, and given your track record at New Hampshire and what you've been able to do to accomplish there, could there be a better place for you guys to start the Chase next week?
Well, the last month has been really good for us. We've had a lot of good runs. I'm excited. I'm excited to carry on, ride that wave. We're running well, and everybody's having fun right now. And to be a part of the Chase is just an added bonus. I want to win a race, and I feel like we keep getting closer and closer. We got to get better closing this deal, just like this tonight. I was frustrated. As happy as I am about making the Chase, I was frustrated with our finish. Whatever happened that last run, we really fell off. We were a second place car. And, made an attempt to pass Denny a couple times and, slipped clear to 6th. So we got to get better at closing them deals if we expect to compete for a championship with these guys.
Let's go upstairs for a question for Clint, and then we'll come back down. Go ahead upstairs.
Terry Blind, ESPN.com. Clint, even saying that, you ran up front a lot tonight. You led some. In years past, the guys who got in the Chase toward the bottom, a lot of those guys would say, some of those guys would say, it's great we're in it, but I don't know that we're truly competitive to win the Chase. I don't think any of the 12 of you feel that way this year. I think all of you truly feel you have a chance to win it. You've raced really well the last couple of weeks. You raced really well tonight. Is there a feeling for you, even though you haven't won, that, you can actually win the championship where in years past maybe the guys didn't?
Absolutely. Superman hadn't lost his cape, but it's shorter than it was in the years past. So hopefully we'll all be able to give him a run for his money this year.
Question right here, Jenna.
Jennifer, AP. Clint, for as good as your car was tonight, were you ever at all nervous or points racing or watching where you are on the board?
I never was points racing because I couldn't. That board's hard to read for some reason. I was trying to, and I was having trouble under caution. I looked back a couple times. I'm not going to lie to see where, the 39, some of them guys that were running. But I was having fun. I was running up front. You're just trying to the start of those runs, you got to be pretty aggressive to get gone, to get away from them guys. And Jimmy and I actually got into him one time. I was like, oops, that. But you have to do that to get going and get away from the mess. And certainly I did not want to be in the middle of the mess.
Other questions for Clint before we let him go?
One upstairs, Carrie.
Go ahead, please.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Clinton, RC said that, RC and Shane both said that they wanted you to be conservative tonight. How do you tell a racer to be conservative on the racetrack?
Well, he did a good job of it. He did it about every 20 laps. Richard, he was telling me, don't be nervous tonight. Don't be nervous. No big deal. Told me about 300 times before the race started. I was like, who's nervous here? But, you just, like I said just earlier, you got to be careful. And luckily we were up front and in clean air and wasn't having to battle our way and beat and bang on each other. We were, had a good car and was able to kind of run our own race by ourselves most of the night.
Final question for Clint. Go ahead, sir.
Clint, JP Beauchamp, Mechanicsville Local. You said you were falling back toward the last part of the race. Were you able to isolate what those items were, and is that something that will help you on the next one in, even though this was a short track race?
Yeah, I mean, we just went the wrong direction. We were loose in and off, and that was kind of the tendency of the tire, grip, track, whatever the case may be. Whether it was last night or tonight, it seemed like everybody kind of fought that from time to time, and we just kind of went the wrong way there at the end of the race, and just didn't have another shot at compensating for it. But hey, our goal was to get in the chase tonight, and we did that. Thank you.
Thank you, Clint.